Apple is working on this technology that will change the future. Maintaining a social distance in public during the height of the pandemic was a challenge for Lucy Edwards, who is a blind UK-based journalist and broadcaster. That is why she tried the iPhone's people detection feature that could be found in the device's Magnifier app. It uses the iPhone 12 Pros and 13 Pros lidar sensors to determine when other people are nearby and calculates their distance from the user. "I'm going to have to get used to it, but I'm really excited that I can be in control again," Edwards said in a BBC video from 2020 reporting her experience. So hey viewers, welcome back to Unlimited Money, where today we're back with an amazing topic, and we'll be discussing the mind-blowing technology on which Apple is working on, and that will change the future of mankind too. Are you guys excited? Without any further delay, let's dive into the video. And before that, make sure you please hit the bell icon and subscribe to our channel to get every single update about the channel. So let's start. Light detection and range are just a few examples of how the technology inside the iPhone has evolved in the last 15 years. When the first iPhone launched on June 29, 2007, it had a 3.5-inch screen that would be considered microscopic by today's standards and a single 2-megapixel camera. Now, Apple's most civilized phones come equipped with triple rear cameras that are advanced enough to shoot film sensors that help people like Edwards navigate the world, and powerful chips with millions of transistors. In the short term, actually, we are likely to see incremental improvements like higher quality cameras and giant displays. Over the next decade, the iPhone could progress into a hub for smart glasses and other devices. Apple Watches, AirPods, and CarPlay-allowed vehicles may be just the start. The iPhone's core elements, like its display and charging systems, are also expected to get a remarkable boost. The next question for the smartphone is to figure out what it will connect to next, because the smartphone has not certainly reached its potential yet, but as a standalone device, I think the smartphone is getting closer and closer to the edge. There is plenty of speculation about what is next after the smartphone. The resounding agreement seems to be smart glasses, with companies like Snap, Meta, and Google all working on their own model of high-tech spectacles. Apple is no special case. Reports from Bloomberg indicate that the iPhone maker could launch a mixed reality headset this year or next that supports augmented and virtual reality technologies. A pair of AR-powered smart glasses could arrive afterwards this decade, according to the report. So, what does this have to do with the iPhone? Possibly something, or everything. Even though Apple's headset is expected to function as a discrete device, the apps and services it runs would about stem from the iPhone. Just think of the Apple Watch. It does not need a nearby iPhone to function, but a large part of its appeal requires its ability to sync closely with Apple's phone. Many of the Apple Watch's notifications are also strapped to accounts and apps that were set up on the iPhone. Whether it's a smart headset, the AirPods, Apple Watches, or HomeKit-enabled appliances, analysts expect the phone to endure at the center. But it's not just about connecting to some new personal tech gadgets. Apple is moderately turning the iPhone into a viable replacement for the wallet, weaving it even more tightly into the non-digital features of our lives. Apple has made a lot of advancements on this front over the past year by rolling out new features like digital IDs for Apple Wallet and Tap to Pay, which turns the iPhone into a contactless payment extreme for merchants without additional hardware. Apple also just announced Apple Pay Later, which lets Apple Pay users break a purchase into 4 equal installments paid over the course of 6 weeks. It is clear that there's a lot of momentum within financial services with Apple, and I think we will see further evolution there. Making educated guesses about Apple's general direction for the iPhone is probably easier than pinpointing specific changes that might be coming, but analysts have some ideas based on the seeds Apple has planted in present iPhones. The lidar will likely continue to be important as the company pushes more deeply into increased reality. Apple added lidar on the iPhone 12 Pro in 2020 to boost the performance of AR apps to enable new camera tricks and ease accessibility features like the aforementioned people detection. The technology measures distance by regulating how long it takes for light to reflect off of an object and bounce back. Yet the iPhone's current lidar sensors may not be enlightened enough to bring Apple's augmented reality ambitions to fruition. Specifically, what requires to happen is the mapping of the real world needs to be more accurate. lidar improves the iPhone's depth sensing skills, but it's still up to the phone's processor to make sense of all that data. Apple has leaned into artificial intelligence, one of Silicon Valley's favorite buzzwords in present years, to give the iPhone and other products more context about users and their surroundings. Once again, you can look to the Apple Watch to see this address at work. Apple's smartwatch uses artificial intelligence and data collected from its sensors for tasks such as stalking your sleep and noticing when you're washing your hands. Hanish Bhatia, who is a senior analyst for Counterpoint Research, gave a hypothetical example of how AI improvements could one day manifest in upcoming iPhones. He envisions a future in which Apple's smartphone can perceive a person's habits to understand whether the phone's primary user or a family member may be using the device. The way you use your phone, at what angle your smartphone is leaning. Do you press with a specific pressure, or do you just tap it with your nails or something like that? All of these are different types of behaviors that are very different to a user. Bhatia's example is a hypothetical and does not reflect Apple's actual plans. But with advancements in AI and technologies like lidar and ultra-wideband giving the iPhone more contiguous awareness, it's easy to imagine a scenario like this. Perhaps one of the biggest questions surrounding Apple's future smartphone plans is whether the company will ever design a foldable phone. Samsung is Apple's biggest rival in the mobile space, and it's already launched several generations of phones with flexible models. Huawei, Motorola, and Microsoft have all followed suit, and Google's reputed to be working on a bendable Pixel. Shipments of foldable smartphones are said to have increased by 264.3% in the last year compared to 2020, in accordance with the International Data Corporation. But experts like Munster and Maynard are doubtful about whether Apple will take a similar approach. Though the tech giant has filed permits for mobile devices with flexible displays, those filings are not always indicative of Apple's plans. Sales of foldable phones have been increasing, but shipments still pale in comparison with regular smartphones. And then there is the question of whether foldable devices bring anything truly advanced or meaningful to the smartphone experience. There are also challenges with designing a true glass screen that is foldable. Samsung's Galaxy Z Flip has a glass screen, but that glass also consists of special material to achieve a consistent hardness, and it was reported by CNET in 2020. The iPhone's charging experience is certainly due for an upgrade too. Between Lightning and MagSafe, it's not an exaggeration to say that Apple's charging options are complicated. Maynard believes enforcement from the European Union and U.S. senators could mean a switch to USB-C might be on the iPhone's future. I see VR, XR, and AR as more of a development of personal computing that will impact many age groups but not be adopted by all. On the other hand, self-driving cars would be a blessing for the elderly, whose driving abilities diminish as they age, and for those commuters who want a chauffeur driving experience for longer commutes. There is always the possibility that we could see another breakthrough technology evolve that could deliver significant benefits and become transformative over the next decade or so. Still, I see that the next most particular technology impacting most of the world will be rooted in our self-driving cars of the future. So guys, that's it for today. I hope this video surely is amazing for you all. The rest of the views you can give to us from yourselves in the comment section below. Thank you all. We'll meet again soon with a new exciting topic and in a new interesting video. Make sure you subscribe so you're always updated with everything we've got going on. For now, have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you in our next video.